finish this session. Give me 1 second, guys. All right, so what are critical and business critical systems? It's no rocket science. If you work for the Department of Defense, there will be certain sensitive information you cannot have access to. It's no rocket science to say if you're working in a refinery, a nuclear station, we consider those critical infrastructure. We don't want those things to be shut down. If they're shut down, there will be no internet, there will be no electricity, there will be no water for us. These are critical infrastructure that if it shuts down, it shuts down the economy of our country, right? In this case, in North America, United States, Canada, it shuts us down. Everything we do is going to be messed up immediately. So the government classifies those as critical infrastructure. Private organization will classify certain business information as critical. For example, if you're a bank, financial records are critical. If you're in the healthcare, your healthcare patient information or health records are critical to you, right? You guys will agree with that, right? So those are critical things. We need to make sure they are protected. Number one, if it is compromised, I'm exposed to legal risk. I can be sued. Regulatory risk. Regulators will come after me. Then business risk. The business itself, our operation can shut down. Reputational risk. The reputation of your company will be really messed up. Imagine, you guys recollect when Facebook, WhatsApp shut down for like a day. Sometime, was it this year or last year? I don't remember. That was huge. That was massive. That's a reputational risk. So now your reputation is, oh, these guys are not safe. They're not secure. They're not reliable. Do you know how much some businesses lost that rely on Facebook and WhatsApp for revenue for those few hours that was shut down? That is so massive. That is critical to any business, right? You guys will agree with me. All right, let's quickly go. Cybersecurity, let's keep it simple. You want to prevent malicious actors from coming to your network. So what does that mean? In simple terms, your home network today, the reason we ask you to make sure you use password is because you don't want malicious actors to log into your system and compromise your sensitive information. The same thing for big organizations, as simple as that, okay? In the world of cybersecurity, today we're going to do some fun stuff, interactive stuff. I want everybody on this call tonight, leave this call in the next 30 minutes and say, man, I've learned 1 or 2 things. I'm smarter. I've learned one, something fun. I want us to type together CIA. Today, I want us to be CIA. Can we all type it real quick in our forum? We try to be interactive. Okay, let's do this real quick. Just type in CIA. Everybody, let's do that real quick. Excellent, excellent. Go, 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 go. Come on. Excellent, excellent, guys. Go, let's go. Type in CIA. C means confidentiality, I, integrity, A, availability. If somebody asks you today and talk about cybersecurity, if you tell them, you know what, I want to make sure confidentiality is protected, integrity is protected, availability is protected, honestly, you're going to leave that conversation smart already. My goal is to make you a little bit smarter, right? At the end of the day, can we do it a step further? Can we all type confidentiality, integrity, and availability? Let's type it. All right, let's do it real quick. I know it's work, but just do it. You might have spelling mistake, just type it. Confidentiality, integrity, availability. Everybody, can we type it real quick? Everybody, just type it, take that step. Now, let me tell you what it means. Confidentiality is simple. Are we keeping our information private and secure? Simple. Confidential, it's your personal health record. It's your information. If you have certain condition, it's your information. It should not be compromised. That's you. Integrity is saying my data should not be modified for any reason. That's fair enough. Availability says when we need the system, is it available? Big risk for us. So if you say that in any environment, honestly, you will come out smart because that's the core of cybersecurity. You're thinking of those 3 things. If you've not typed it, can we type it, please? I love the interaction part of it. It's a mental game I'm playing with us. I want to make you think about it and be thoughtful about it. Because really, this is going to be your world if you decide to get into this. This is our world, really. It's fun stuff too. All right, let's quickly go. Some roles. The reason I always try to talk about the roles is simple, ladies and gentlemen. The roles is just saying in cybersecurity, one of the big questions I always get is, okay, which area would I be focusing on in cybersecurity? It's massive. The strategy is simple. You need to start somewhere, as simple as that. Because you can, there's so many areas in cybersecurity. The step is just start somewhere. In your case, I'm honored and privileged to be your mentor and instructor in this program. And you might say, I want to get into the GRC space. It's massive on its own. It's going to expose you to a different world entirely. GRC makes you have a huge holistic view of cybersecurity. You would understand every area because your role is going to be assessing every area holistically. You're getting your organization ready and ensuring threats in those areas are really mitigated in a timely manner. So your role is very, very, very significant, really. And it's massive, extremely massive at all times. So jump on it, jump on it. These are the roles around cybersecurity typically: vulnerability management, threat intelligence, security architect, network security for it. So one of the biggest confusion is somebody on this call will tell me, hey, Aki, I'm just confused. It's just so many things. That's why I'm saying start somewhere that you can build over time. That's the strategy. The good thing is that you're going to be mentored and you get into a space that you can keep building, expanding your knowledge base, and making sure you're relevant as much as possible. That's the whole idea about it. What is GRC? Governance, risk, and compliance. This diagram explains everything in detail you find yourself doing. Let me tell you, the exciting part for me is always when you look back after a few 6, 7 weeks and you smile and say to yourself, wow, I can actually start applying for jobs in this role. My last program, we wrapped it up 3 weeks ago, or about 3 weeks ago or so. We have 5 offers already. Now, I'm not saying everybody will get an offer. You have to put the time. You have to put the work, the discipline. For example, it's no rocket science. If you are done with the training and if you don't apply for a job, it's fair to say you will not get a job because you did not even apply. So that's an easy one. It's not complex, right? If you apply to a position, then you stand a chance. So you'll be surprised some of the challenges, somebody saying, I've not done my resume. All right, okay. Step one is you have to do your resume. And don't worry about that. We'll talk about that shortly. We help with the draft resume. We give you templates, you update it, straightforward. It should not take you more than 3 hours most times. You make the updates and you start applying for roles. So not a big deal at all. But this is going to be a summary of key things we'll cover in this program. A lot of things here you'll cover. Most of the jobs you start applying for, I will tell you one thing, from the experience we've seen, at least 70% of the jobs you'll be able to apply to because it will have everything we've talked about. Most of the jobs you will apply to, which is great, because you would have learned all the skills, the tools to be successful and effective at those roles. So that's pretty awesome too. All right, let's go forward a little bit. All right. Governance mostly is talking about the organizational culture. How is the business goals aligned within the organization itself? Very important, the way the business goals aligns with the structure of the business itself. So you see all of that in a program. We get into the risk. What is the risk associated with different areas in your business? Are you ready to absorb those risks? If yes, you document it, you do risk assessment. All of this will cover in the program. Compliance is not just following, adhering to your governance structure or following regulation, but it's required, really. If you don't do it, some of this would attract a lot of fines. So it's a big deal. The topic we'll cover in the program, these are the 10 typical areas: introduction to cyber, developing cyber policies and procedure, mapping framework 853, which is huge, ISO 27001 mapping, huge, NIST risk management framework, huge, third-party risk management, huge, data security assessment, huge, overview of IPA, GDPR, PCI, huge, fundamentals of IT general controls, huge, This is a big piece also. For those of you that are doing IT audit, you can relate with this. We'll cover the fundamentals of it, all the key controls. We'll do some testing. This is not an IT audit class, but we'll cover key IT general controls so that at least you can apply to jobs and roles in those spaces too, if the need arise. Then we'll talk about general leadership tips. Skillweed is a leadership-focused platform. We challenge our team to aspire to be leaders. Why? Why not? You have no reason. It's one life. So, you're not coming back from this life. Use this well. And everybody has leadership in them. We're just calling it out. And always remember the same people you deal with are the ones you meet in Walmart, in church. Some of them are the ones that shove their cars towards you and reckless drivers that you cuss out. They're just human beings like you and I. They just happen to wear a jacket like I am, and they put a tag on them that they're your boss. They're just normal people, no big deal. So go for it, aspire to it. The roles most of the leaders perform, honestly, a lot of us can do the same thing. I challenge you, I tell you this take it from someone that has been in this role for many years myself. It's not a big deal. There's nothing I do that any of you on this call cannot do and do better. It's no rocket science. I know it because I know most of my team, your capacity. You can equally do it excellently and even better. So no big deal. So I'm challenging you, aspire for those roles. That is the way we can have impact. That is the way we can be more relevant as a community. I don't want my folks to just be operational. We need leaders too. We need our folks to aspire to be leaders. The Indian community, I love our Indian brothers. It's not an accident, it's by design. So my platform is simple. We are designing people that are technically savvy and aspiring to be leaders. That's it. You know your stuff, but you're going to kick ass. You're not here to play games. You're going to do well. You're going to strive to be the best in your field and grow. Yeah, money is good. Some of us are doing 5, 10, 20 jobs. Good for you. But that's just for your pocket. It does not reflect on the community. It might reflect on the immediate family, but we want a critical mass of a community movement of success. That's the way we can make a change, really, in the long term. Short term, yeah, we want everybody to be successful, but we need collective success. So it's important to our program. All right, some incidents around GRC. This is just some interesting things, some data theft that happened some years back. A big one is Colonial Pipeline. It's a ransomware that was installed in this pipeline, and it affected supply chain. Price of gas spiked up a little bit. Flow of gas was interrupted. So some of these things is not a joke. It affects our lives. If there's a compromise, sometimes it takes weeks to figure it out and fix it. And that can impact all of us. So it's significant. It's not just theft, it's real life. It's a big deal, guys and ladies. All right, this is just some definition. What's vulnerability, what's risk, what's threat? I will share this slide for knowledge. All right, these are some frameworks or some regulations that are popular. GDPR is more around privacy in Europe. EPA is more for healthcare. PCI is for payment card processing typically. Business continuity is just saying, if there's an obstruction in the way we do business, can we respond and continue doing business? Case study, COVID. A lot of companies that didn't have a business continuity strategy either collapsed or they struggled crazy. Companies that had a business continuity strategy were able to absorb and align quicker all through COVID. Imagine someone that 100% workforce was working from home. Suddenly, you are left with having to have 80 to 90% remote. It's a shift of strategy and culture, so it's a big deal. All right, this is some sample framework. Don't worry, guys, ladies, we'll talk about all this when we get to the program. You guys will, the cool thing is you will know your stuff, man. There's no shortcut because I'll make you work. There's no easy way around it, honestly. You do work, you work. And embrace it, enjoy the challenge because you come out ready. Honestly, I can say that you feel Of course, you still learn, you know the culture of the environment, but because you've asked the brain to work so much in 2 months, you realize, wow, I challenge you. The program is equivalent of a master program. I know this for a fact, believe it. Whatever I'm going to run you through, I know it. I'm mentoring a young man from Spain in my organization, and his thesis, his thesis and his project was specifically on building and developing frameworks. You know, the question and answers around the framework was similar to this. And that was all his topic. His final year master thesis was on this, which was cool. I mean, so that makes me feel good that you guys, and you will learn so many other frameworks. So it's just amazing. It's the same thing I'm guiding my team here. I used for this gentleman doing his master's in my organization. He was doing an intern and his master's before we hired him. So it's just an amazing opportunity we can leverage, take advantage of it well. All right, we'll get to frequently asked questions. Before we do that, I need one more favor. I'll stop sharing for a second. The favor is typically we have our, I'm going to send and share our YouTube page. If you don't mind, can we just like it? I'll share the page right now. We have all our classes, programs on that channel. So I'm going to add it to this chat. Once you do it, do me a favor, just give me thumbs up. Once you do it, give me thumbs up, if you don't mind. Just like our page for a few, let's do that for the next 1 minute. Just like it, give me thumbs up, then I'll get into the question and answer. Thank you, you guys are awesome. Thank you. Just like the page. We want to use that to grow the network and make sure that there's so many courses there we're going to post that would be useful to us in the long term. So take advantage of it. We are doing it and building it for our team. There are so many soft skill classes we took there. A lot of things you can always find anywhere, I get it, but most of our program, we structure it towards our community. We try to make it as relevant within our own community as possible. Because thank you, Tolu. Because many times our life experience is different. And it's always nice to see a face like yourself in leadership role and different roles that will make you, excuse me, equally aspire. All right, thank you, everybody. So let me go back to sharing. Let's go back to sharing. Some common questions I've seen, just for the purpose of, and don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, if there are some questions I don't address here, post it to the group. I can address it. Or if you have questions, I can always just give me thumbs up and I will unmute you so you can speak. So first question is programming required? In simple answer, no. Since I got into cyber, I've never done programming. So I don't think you ever do it. If you are into some areas in cyber by choice, you can probably say I'm a SOC analyst. I'm installing script or running script. I'm modifying certain script. Then it's a different story. That's a path you choose, you know. But generally speaking, most role would not require you to do any coding or programming most of the time. Do I need to be a US citizen to get into this? The answer is no. Now, for some roles, it might require security clearance. Give me 1 second, please. All right. So some roles might require security clearance, and those will be roles you already know. They would have mentioned it, mostly government or Department of Defense, Homeland Security, FBI. Those roles, of course, we all know that they will require citizenship, of course. But if it's for most private or publicly traded companies, if they have involvement with government, they just require a green card or work authorization. Do I have to have IT background? The answer to this is for cybersecurity, yes, it's important to have IT knowledge. However, our strategy to mitigate that gap is why our first session is focused on foundational piece of IT and cybersecurity. So the goal is to bridge that gap. So you will know I mean, come on, everybody. I don't need to teach anybody what is a mouse, what is a computer, what is a laptop, what is internet. This is part of our life already. Everybody is already part of that world. I may need to tell you there's something called networking. There's something called segmentation of networking, which is not just breaking the network. If you come to my house, there's a reason our homes have rooms. It's segmented, kept things in order, privacy, bedroom, kitchen. Those are segmentation. We've broken down into smaller pieces. A network also, for the purpose of not being compromised in all angles, we are breaking into segments. So you will hear the word network segmentation. Can we type it together? Leave here with that knowledge and say, oh, network segmentation means I'm breaking down. Just type network segmentation. Everybody, can we type it? Network segmentation. You're just breaking things down into smaller chunks. Can we type it together? Network segmentation. Thank you. Thank you. Network segmentation. All right. Somebody said, and I will address those questions. Thank you for typing those. Excellent, everybody. Somebody said, is this training typically IT based? What if I don't have? Yeah. Excellent. Yep. I think I already answered that question. So really, you don't, as long as my only ask is, I'll give you some links and some IT read. If you take it, there's a quiz after it, you should be fine. Because everything I need you to know, you would have known it. Of course, like everything else, including myself. If it's IT, we all keep learning. So there's no easy way. I'm not going to tell you, oh, you will know everything in IT. I don't either. And I guess nobody on this call can make claim of that we all know everything in IT. That'll be that'll be false, really. So at least at the minimum, all of us can speak and say, look, we have the knowledge, we have the basic foundation of what is entailed in IT at the minimum, especially in cybersecurity. All right. Do we help with resume? The answer is yes. Of course, we give you draft, we guide you, we take a look at the resume, but ultimately you have to understand and master your resume. So 80% of the draft you would have access to, we expect you to start building it. And it's not a big deal. Everything you're building is just based on everything we are teaching in class. That's it. Add it. You should be fine. Do I need to commit a lot of time to be successful? Simple answer, yes. I wish I could tell you you don't need to study. That would be nonsense, really. Let me tell you guys, ladies, I mean, it makes sense, as simple as that. Because for those of us in our time, migrating from Africa to the US, we came for a master's, we invested maybe 60,000, 70,000. If you went to Ivy League, maybe more. But people coming now, maybe 30, 40,000, whatever the number is. And after that, you're not guaranteed a job. You still struggle, trying to figure out how to start life. Somebody's saying you come into a program, potentially, let me tell you, I'm not kidding you. I can tell you somebody for sure. Not everybody will be like this, so don't hold me and quote me. After 2 months, guess how much our next demand is? Because she got so comfortable, she became a leader in her role, and she's demanding 180 to 190K right now. I'm not saying everybody will be like that, so don't hold me and say, oh, no, I don't talk the money for a start. For us, I would say our range is between 85,000 to 115,000. Let's keep it at that. If you are so committed and I see your drive, I can ask you to ask for more. But I want to keep it safe and say, let's first get in. All right. So I'm going to push you within 85 to 115. That's what I typically will keep it at. But some of you might tell me, hey, I'll put the time, I'll put the work, I'll put the discipline. For those people I will know already, and they will know themselves. Okay, yeah, I'm pushing for higher pay. God bless your heart. I'm all for that. But typically, most of the people I'll tell you to go within 85 to 115, typically. Okay, just to play it safe. I expect outside of the class hours, every day I need you to give me 1 hour of your time. 1 hour discipline of studying, going through stuff every day, 1 hour. That's my expectation. That 1 hour might be listening to my recording, might be listening to a podcast, a YouTube recording, anything. It might be listening to news on cybersecurity, or even what's the name of this? Whatever podcast you use, use it and learn on cybersecurity. One thing I encourage is every day you listen to cyber news, you get to know more of cybersecurity. What job site do we use? We use Indeed.com, and typically just go to Indeed.com, type in GRC analyst, you see a lot of opportunities there. Let me show you one. Probably I can do that real quick. Let me just put GRC analyst. Let's go to Indeed. So you guys can see some of the opportunities out there. GRC analyst. And there are always jobs out there being posted. Sometimes they use different buzzwords. However they play it and use it, it doesn't matter. Just look at, yours is to look at the role and tie it to our program and say, oh, okay, oh, this area, oh, we've covered this in class. Oh, we talk about this in class. If you see anything that we've talked about and it's all there, just apply. If it's more than 70% of what we applied, what we've talked about, just apply for the job straight. Don't care about the title, just apply. And I'll tell you guys the buzzword we use once we get to that part in the program. Do I need experience to begin my career? Again, all we require is minimum foundational IT terminology, which we'll cover in the class, beginning of the class. The area I think is important, I will cover because I've checked it around and I know areas that you probably meet. And I'll make you do some labs. Even though it's not a technical class, I'll make you do some technical work. You download something called Nmap and you put it on your computer. One thing I've not said is, yeah, that's a good question I should add. We need to ask okay, if you guys don't mind, don't get mad at me, but this is a good one. I think you guys will like this part. Let me add number 6. Do I need to use, okay, what computer? Somebody asked me what kind of computers. So many times we could say typically Windows, Mac, those two work. We might have some labs that will be most relevant to Windows, because I will make you write some Windows command. You guys will start writing Windows commands and Nmap. So you guys will have to do this a lot. You guys will have to use this a lot. Windows command and Nmap. You guys will use this a lot. All right. Okay, let's see another question here. Okay, we addressed that. What is the cost? For this program, it is $750. And I like to go to show you guys something also when we talk about this. A similar program to this, if you guys, there's a program popular for, mostly around security policy and stuff like that. It's by a body called sans.org. And you see a lot of programs along this line, and it's no rocket science. You can see some of their pricing here. They have about 4 programs. They charge 7,000 for this program. So honestly, for everybody on this call and our team, you can be my guest and go to their site and go register if you want to. But it makes no sense because what we are covering is a collection of things I know you will need and you can utilize in real life immediately. So our vision is simple. We want to empower Africans so that we can see a lot of our folks in leadership role in cybersecurity. So that's why it's cost effective. It's not like we don't know how to charge, we do. And it doesn't make the program substandard. It just means we want to get our guys in, that's all. All right. I've seen people say that, oh, why is it so cheap? We've seen people say whatever. So it's by design. Leverage it. Don't take it for granted. That's all I'll tell you. Does this role require meetings? Let's talk about that. Yes. Now, I'm challenging everybody on this call. It's very common for us. I see people say, well, I just want a job I can hide, like an underwriter. I'm just doing my job. That's good for you. God bless your heart. Good. However, I'm challenging a lot of us. We have leadership in us already. Like I say, these are people we meet every day. So why should we shrink when it's time to work? Can we type together? No shrinking. No shrinking. Can we type together? Can we all type it? No shrinking. Everybody, let's type it together. We're not shrinking for anyone. No shrinking. Yep, please type it real quick. And I mean that, guys. I've seen people shrink because of, you see people wear jacket or they have a title. Screw that. It's just a title. They are human beings. They are people we meet every day. They are people you cuss out when you meet them and they misbehave outside. So why should you shrink when it's time to speak? The formula is simple, and we have leadership track, things we focus on in leadership area, communication, email etiquette, empathetic leadership, things we can use. And I've used a lot of these tools myself, and I think I'm very effective, So utilize them. And most of the leadership program we build are things that are Harvard similar training that we've extracted from some of the best institutions in the world to mirror some of those topics that we use. So take advantage of it. We'll teach you some of those skills. So don't worry about whether you can work as a leader. We're all leaders already. That's the truth. I'm telling you, believe it or not. All I'm doing is calling out what is already there. I dare to say everybody on this call has leadership in them already. Use it. That's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything new. I'm not teaching you anything new. I'm just calling it out. You can fine tune it. I'm just calling it out. Leave to the expectation. We're not going to expect anything less. So utilize it. Push yourself. Time is not going. You and I are going. That's the reality. If you don't do it now, when? Don't become a grumpy old man or woman when you're old and you can't do anything and you feel why you would have done it. Just do it now. I'm here to challenge everybody. Don't shy away from stuff like this. And every of my folks on doing GRC right now, these are things we keep talking about, your roles, soft skills, presentation, just do the work. That's it, you'll be fine. All right, is certification required? In this program, when you enroll, we automatically enroll you to our certification track, GRCP. It's a 4-day program, so you'll be automatically enrolled in that program. We have past questions you will use before the end of the training. My expectation is most of you would have completed that certification too. We have a lot of past questions. The nice thing about the certification is you can take it as many times as possible, but my goal is you take it just once. So, and it's not a big deal. All right. Do I stand a chance to pass it? Yes, solid chance. Good past questions. We have over 90% pass rate, so I'm pretty confident about that. And that's really the high-level summary. Let me pause. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you. Let me see if I have any other questions you guys have. Okay, the certification, when I took it, I think it was about maybe 350 or something like that. I don't recollect. But it's less than $400. But it's good. It's because you can have that in your resume immediately, and it's mainstream now, which is good. How many hours daily and how many times a week is the program? The program is once a week, 9 a.m. to 11:30 on Saturdays. Midweek, we have 1 hour on Wednesdays as a touch point. The touch point is just going to be, I come here and you guys talk. I, ask questions. That's all really. When I give assignments, I expect you guys are brainstorming, working. Now, one thing you should prepare for, this is going to be one of the most intense group team program you've ever been to. We have teams we form and we are very close. Even after the program ends, a lot of my team are still meeting, especially the GRC program till now. And they support each other after interviews. They reach out to each other. They give each other contact. It's just amazing, amazing people. So that's what's going to happen within. If you see this banner behind me, you guys will have, all this information also very handy. Let me see. Let me stop sharing. Somebody asked, how do we register? Let me send the link to the registration. A few of us already, I think, I did send that information a while back. But let me just post it to the chat here, just for the purpose of, let me post it here, 1 second. I hope this team allows me. So I just posted it to the team space now. I'm not sure if it's a long, let me see. All right, so you can see all the information there. Yep, I just posted it for registration. Yep. If you want to register, just go through it. If not, you can, let me send my phone number to the group also. You can text me on WhatsApp. I respond faster there. I can send some information to you. If you are not in a regular group, please WhatsApp me on this. Just ask me to add you to the group. So I just send my phone number. If I see your correspondent, I'll just add you to the group. Then I can send you, how do we contact you? Yeah, that's my phone number. I respond quick on WhatsApp. Don't feel bad. Please don't take it personal. If I don't reply you early, I'll get to it. Trust me, I will. Then you can also send email to info@skillweed.com. I just texted to the group again. Skillweed.com. Yep. It's on the chat, info@skillweed.com. Feel free to text us there. Yes, exactly. Yes. Once you register and you start seeing me adding you to a separate WhatsApp group, please, as much as possible, if you can register before Tuesday, Wednesday, because I will start releasing some classes before the class so that you can start viewing things, getting yourself ready, especially the fundamentals of IT. Some of that I may share with the larger team, no big deal, but to just start getting warmed up, that's it. Yes, once you are registered, it will be separate. All right, any more questions? Ask all the questions there. Please post the registration link again. I don't see, I don't see it. Somebody said I don't see it. I posted it to the group right now. Okay, Ben, okay, confirm registration. Yes, I would confirm that if you just registered today, I believe, right? Okay, I like that question. Is there a specific computer for this program? Honestly, it's just any computer. Any computer will work. Beside, don't use a Chromebook. If you can use regular computer, no Chromebook. Okay, I got it. I'll get you. Don't worry. But if you have, you can use any computer, honestly. But because my first lab, I want to make you guys do some, a little bit technical work. Don't worry, it's not really required. but it's just to challenge you to know how to use those. That's all, so it's not a big deal. If you're on this call, text me on WhatsApp right now on 214-649-8495. So I can add you to the WhatsApp group, then send you all the information you need. It will be easy. We have 2 more information sessions I'm going to do. And invite others if you want them to, but just keep the registration going. Invite others. It's just the time you can ask me questions and I can give you answer live. Any other questions? I'm waiting. Any other questions? Feel free to type it. I'm ready. Wow. And I'm not surprised, not a lot of questions, because most of the questions people have been asking, I've captured them. So I have a feeling I've addressed a lot of people's questions. Oh, somebody said, I dropped my job because of this. Wow. Okay. You're putting pressure on me now, sir. Thank God for your faith in our program. The truth is, personally, everybody's different. I can take a chance like this. Worst case, I'll go drive Uber for a few months to get focused on something. And I'm not telling you what I've not done before, but don't be like me. Don't do what I did. Everybody's different, okay? So I'm an entrepreneur. I've worked out of solid paying jobs to go do my own thing. But, everybody's different. I save well, so I had buffer. So I could, I had enough saving to walk away for a year. So, but don't do that, If you have to, at least before there should be some, but I think with focus, aggressive application, I will be shocked if you don't get a job in 2 months. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm just saying I will be, because most of the time there is so much offers, opportunities out there. Just keep learning, keep applying, keep learning. I will be shocked if you don't have traction in 2 months. That's just the way I say it. Because you learn so much, you'll be able to function in so many roles. So I'll be surprised. All right, somebody asks, is there reference help during the job search? So the way I see it is, most times, I think, for example, if you're currently working in a place, just add that that's where you're working right now. Find people within your group. We would have a group in this program. Use your people for reference. The danger in using one person for reference is everybody will use. So let's say you want to use me for reference, for example, it makes no sense. A lot of people will be using me and it will not make sense, right? So it's better within our group, we use ourselves for reference. We're all professionals already. Whatever you do already, the training will make you speak and you have the knowledge of a professional. So I'm not worried about that. So we reference ourselves. We are our best reference, really, to be honest. Don't wait for anybody fancy. Oh, I need a white guy, an Indian guy. No, that's rubbish. We are the best reference for ourselves. Okay. What is the minimum qualification for this job? So, qualification, what does that mean? Even in terms of education or experience? Most time experience is, if you show me experience, I'm good. If you have even an associate degree, to be honest, many times, except maybe many times, I hire people, right? And I'll tell you one thing, I've never looked at somebody's degree. It's useless to me. So it's possible you didn't even go to school and I hired you. It's possible. Because I've never looked at your degree. Because what's my business with the degree? I'm looking at what have you done. So my own focus is on your role. What have you done? Oh, okay, this person has done operation technology. They've worked on this, they've worked on that, switches, routers, or they've done assessment, they've done risk, those are the things I'm looking for. Maybe certification. But my focus is on your job experience. Then maybe I can also have certification, but I don't care about certification personally. It doesn't mean I'm right. I'm just saying because I know people do certification for other people. And I know you can have certification and not know the job. So because of my knowledge of that, it's not really a big deal for me. I'm more focused on what you can do. That's why you need to articulate execution to me to feel comfortable. Then I'll say, oh, this guy has done this before. This guy has done this before. I'm in my head, I'm mentally thinking, he or she can do the same thing for my client. That's what I'm thinking. So experience is the qualification for me. If you are saying in terms of if the person should, at least IT is crazy. IT would spell it out, GED is the minimum, especially on the technical side, GED. Except you didn't have a GED. Ideally, you want to have a bachelor's so that you can put it there. But I'm a bad example to say that because honestly, I don't look at degrees. I've never. Yeah. So let me say another one. Will there be help to make my past experience fit? Absolutely. That's the goal. Every one of us, our experience must align to GRC. That's the goal. That's right. Yeah, that's part of the resume help. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. That's part of it. Because that's the goal. And I know the concern. I know everybody's thinking, oh, okay, how do I? But that's the intent, is to get your experience, align it to GRC, and we can build with that. All right. Mr. Abi Ogunsanya, you have a question. Okay, let me. I have over 10 years banking experience. I haven't done anything in IT. With IT, but do you think I can do with this reason? All right. I think personally, if you tell me you commit the time to go through our fundamentals of IT, you should be fine. That's it. Because you're not you're not coming here to you're not doing IT admin, you're not doing system administration work. You're not doing SOC analyst work. You're doing assessment. But however, we want you to be knowledgeable of those subject matter. If I say two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication, at least you should know it, right? Those are things we expect you to know. And we'll talk about all that. What is the growth path in this career? Most times, manager, director, VP easily. If that's your goal, you can do that because it's a very strategic role. Yeah. All right, 4 more minutes. Any other question? Possible to attach SAP Oracle account software to GRC? Well, SAP Oracle has a GRC software. Many companies have GRC elements. We are not going to application GRC. We are going to enterprise general GRC, not SAP GRC, Oracle GRC. No, we are not doing that. Those are different monster. That one you have to learn SAP, you have to know their product, you have to blah, blah, blah. I used to be an SAP consultant myself some years back. I started my career in enterprise IT with that. I was a guru in SAP. I did SAP GRC implementation. Okay, yeah, well, we are not doing SAP GRC. Take it out. That is a monster. Don't touch it yet. Yep, we are not doing SAP GRC. Stay away from it. It's a tool. It has many components also in GRC space, but not every organization uses SAP as a software, right? So if you're not using SAP HANA, SAP R3, 4.7, or any of those modules, or ECC 5.6, then really you don't need SAP GRC. But despite that, we are cyber GRC, focused on cybersecurity. SAP is just one application out of many applications of your business. All right, more questions? Any other questions? You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And more to come. Keep registering. Text me your questions. If I don't respond, I will respond to it later. And Godspeed. Let's ride together. It's a great opportunity. It is our time. And let's go for it. All right. I will still do the same thing next week before the program starts, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I believe. But if you have questions before then, ping me one-on-one. I'm happy to catch up with you one-on-one. I respond faster on WhatsApp. And if I don't get to it then, I'll get to it at some point. All right, Godspeed. Let's go for it. Before we go, let's give each other thumbs up. Thumbs up to everybody. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Just a way to say thank you, everybody. You guys are awesome. Thumbs up to everybody. Thumbs up to everybody. All right. Ping me if you need me, and Godspeed. We'll talk soon, guys. Bye.